Ortiz shut down by the Yankees last night. He'll DH and hit third. Also shut down the cleanup hitter, left fielder Manny Ramirez, but he has very, very strong numbers against Wong. Trot Nixon's in right. Jason Varitek will catch. Batting seventh, former Yankee farmhand Mike Lowell at third. Kevin Youkilis at first. And at the bottom of the order, the shortstop Alex Cora.
Chien-Ming Wang, the last time he lost a game was to these Boston Red Sox. Check out his record in 13 games. 5-2 record, more than a hit per inning, and you can see he's not really a power pitcher. Not a lot of strikeouts, and probably like to cut down on that walk total a little. Get Down Tonight. And that was one of your favorite songs, I think, Bobby. Get Down Tonight. That's what Wang has to do to be successful. And be economical, which he has. Not a lot of pitches per inning. He does have trouble with men on, and that's a look at the Hyundai Pitcher Scouting Report. Take the Hyundai Challenge. Visit the HyundaiChallenge.com.
So Coco Crisp steps in, tries to bunt and fouls it back, and we're at 0-1. You see the numbers on Crisp. Missed the first month and a half of the season with a broken finger. So this is his first Yankee Red Sox experience this series. One count. Yankees and the Red Sox have split 8 games so far this year. 2-2 at Fenway, 2-2 here at the stadium. Grounded foul. Now the Yankees and the Red Sox will not meet again until August, so Major League Baseball, in putting together the schedule, had 4 of their 6 series all done before the first week of June was up. And then they have that 5-game set in August at Fenway, and then they have a 3-game set here at Yankee Stadium toward the end of September. And the 2-1. Chop towards second. Robinson Cano. One away. Let's take a look at the Yankees defensively behind Chien-Ming Wang, and the infield will get a lot of work if he's right. First, we'll take a look at the outfield. Cabrera, Damon, and Williams, that's left to right. The infield, third base to first. A-Rod, Cairo, Cano, and Phillips. Behind the plate is Posada, and Wang's on the mound. The Yankees have made 9 errors in 8 games against the Red Sox this season.
And the Yankee defense, very important for Chien-Ming Wang, as you were talking about, especially on the left side of the infield. A-Rod and tonight Cairo, but Cairo very capable of playing short.
And there's a strike to Mark Loretta. You knew it was a weird night for the Red Sox last night when Loretta struck out twice in 3 innings, since he's the hardest man to fan in the American League. Having a good first season with the Red Sox and a little bit of a slide right now, though. 1 for his last 13. Foul back. New York Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by the all-new 2007 Toyota Camry. You see Derek Jeter missing his 2nd straight game with that injured right thumb. Now, Joe Torre has several reasons why he wants Jeter to play. One, Jeter's a great player. The second is Joe Torre said that Jeter is an annoyance on the bench.
He's wearing him out down there.
The 0-2. Outside.
You know, you get these starters who play on an everyday basis, and then all of a sudden they have to sit out a couple of games, and they're all over that dugout. They don't know what to do with themselves. That's a Joe quote. It's not a lot of fun because he puts himself next to me and drives me nuts.
Pitch is outside. The count 2-2. Well, at least at the start, he's giving Joe a bit of a respite because he's up on the top step and Joe is in his normal seat toward the home plate side of the dugout. And the 2-2. There's a humpback line drive that drops into left field for a base hit for Loretta. Let's take a look at the umpiring crew tonight. You've got Bill Welke behind the plate. The veteran crew chief, Tim McClelland, is at first. Marty Foster at second, and Fielden Culbreth over at third.
Talking about that little bit of a slide that Loretta was in. He's the type of hitter that won't slide very much for very long because he hits in a great position with Ortiz hitting behind him, and he's a guy that doesn't strike out that much. He puts the ball in play, uses the entire field. Those are your high average type hitters.
David in a little bit of a slide himself. 3 for his last 21, his average at 257. And the pitch outside, 1-0.
And this is a little tougher matchup for Chien-Ming Wang than it was for Mike Messina last night. The first 3 seasons against the the first 3 seasons, yeah.
First 3 games.
First 3 games. Okay, I got you. But anyway, he's a low ball pitcher, and Ortiz a low ball hitter.
To back that up, Ortiz is 5 for 9 versus Wang in his career.
So the logical question is, and Roger Maris was a great low ball hitter. You go over a meeting and say, well, if you're a low ball pitcher and a low ball hitter, how do you pitch it? You pitch him lower than low.
You're right.
You try to get him between the shins and the shoe tops and get him to hit it on the ground.
1-1. Check swing, ground ball, third baseline, and it just missed hitting the bag. Foul ball. Now the Yankees can't really shift totally with a runner on first base, so A-Rod is closer than he normally would be, but that ball just missed the bag.
Better chance for Ortiz to get a base hit with a man on because they can't shift, like they did last time when they took the hit away from him. That good play that Cano made it. Shallow right field, I guess it was.
Terry Francona said that the shift has taken away about 10 hits from Ortiz so far this year.
No, they're not looking for average from Ortiz. They're looking for RBIs and home runs.
16 homers, 50 ribbies so far for David Ortiz. And he strikes out. 2 away.
Well, how about that? Struck out in the first inning last night. How'd he do it? Just missed with that one. Good movement, and he's got a rather explosive fastball tonight. And there's an indication of it. I mean, there's a low ball hitter, and the pitch really, when David Ortiz is swinging well, that is right where he likes the ball. That tells you that Chien-Ming Wang has a lot of late movement on his fastball tonight. Although that didn't register as the 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That might have been some kind of a sinker or not quite as hard as the fastball. More movement on it.
Ramirez swings and misses. That's that same pitch.
Yeah, you get these guys, both these guys swinging and missing at these pitches. You've got some sink and some movement.
Well, let's see what that was to Ramirez. Yeah, almost acts like a changeup.
Yeah, they're out in front.
Well, his fastball is about 93, 94. That pitch is 85, 86.
Yeah, could be his change. I'd like to have it for a fastball.
Also, what we're seeing now is Wang is working out of a stretch, and the opposing team hits 175 points higher with runners in scoring position against Wang. Their average with a man on base is 380. With the bases empty, the opponent's average 205.
Might get a little indication of, as you see those numbers, of why that is by looking at his motion from here. So even though Ramirez fouled that pitch off, it was up. When Chien-Ming Wang is in the windup, he takes that exaggerated windup and he really gets loaded up. And I think from the set position, it's a little tougher for him to do that. He gets a little bit out in front. As a result, the ball is a little bit higher.
And the 1-2. Count levels at 2-2. Just underway here at Yankee Stadium. Game 2 of this 4-game set. Yankees won last night 13-5. Mike Messina got the win, his 8th of the year. See Trot Nixon on deck.
That fooled Bill Welke. Chien-Ming Wang with a little bit of a step toward the Yankee dugout. Maybe it did just miss the outside corner. Okay.
Well, that'll release Loretta at first, a 3-2 count and 2 outs. And it's a ball.
Yeah, he almost did that a couple pitches ago. Started into his motion. Sometimes when you, as a pitcher, you look down at the catcher and you're anticipating what the sign's going to be, and then you don't see the sign. Oh, see right there. He flinched that right arm. I think he thought, well, I got the right sign, and then Posada changed it. And he didn't wait till the sequence was over. Moved his arm right there, and Welke caught it.
So that puts a runner in scoring position now for a great RBI guy. 3-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, said Tim McClellan. So a walk to Ramirez.
Awfully good discipline by Manny on those two. I mean, those are very close pitches. And he's just able to hold up at the last minute. That one was clearly in the dirt, but Posada thought maybe he would have offered at it, and he held up in time.
McClellan giving the no swing sign down at first base. And one thing that even though he walked Manny Ramirez in that sequence of pitches, most of the pitches, well, all the pitches that he missed with were down in the zone.
And a strike to Nixon.
Nixon has had a, excuse me, Michael, he's had a field day with right-handed pitching this year. He comes into this game batting .344 versus right-handed pitchers. And Terry Francona has, over the past, taking him out, takes him out of the lineup when there's left-hander. Tough one out there.
That's what Bobby's talking about, 190 against lefties. Yesterday, Nixon was 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 3 runs scored. So one of the few Red Sox with a good night. The 0-2. Soft ground ball to second base. Tried to pull an outside pitch, and that'll do it as Wong works out of trouble. No runs a hit. 1 balk, no errors, 2 runners left. Red Sox nothing. The Yankees coming to bat. David Pauley making his second big league start and his first here at Yankee Stadium. And this is the New York Yankees starting lineup that he is going to face. And it's presented by America Runs on Duncan. Johnny Damon, the center fielder, will lead off. Batting second and playing left field, Melky Cabrera. Jason Giambi with a big home run last night off the facing of the right field upper deck. He'll DH. He'll hit third. Cleaning up, third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Jorge Posada will catch. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing second base is Robinson Cano. Andy Phillips carries a 7-game hitting streak into the game, during which time he's hitting .467, 3 homers and 11 ribbies. He plays first. Bernie Williams in right, and Miguel Cairo is the shortstop.
And they'll face about to be 23-year-old David Pauley. Let's take a look at the Hyundai Pitchers Scouting Report. Take the Hyundai Challenge. Visit the HyundaiChallenge.com. A fill-in role. He hopes he can change that with a good performance with David Wells still out. This will be his second start. When you hear him talk about young pitchers, they'll say got electric stuff. Not the case with Pauley. Not a hard thrower. Sinker, slider, changeup. And will the stadium lights excite him a little bit here at Yankee Stadium? His first time here, second big league start. It bothered him a bit in Toronto, so it certainly isn't going to be any easier tonight.
One thing you have to like about Paulie, he didn't hide the fact that, hey, this is a big deal pitching at Yankee Stadium. In fact, before yesterday's game, he went out to Monument Park and was snapping pictures. There's a strike to Johnny Damon. He said it's every kid's dream to pitch at Yankee Stadium. I think anybody who's ever played baseball as a kid has always wanted to play or pitch in Yankee Stadium. I'm getting that chance. It's definitely a childhood dream come true. What a beautiful bunt by Damon. Base hit.
It's called perfect. That was a perfect bunt base hit for Johnny Damon. Lowell just a little bit back at third base, but it wouldn't have made any difference if Lowell had been playing even with the bag. This is going to be an absolutely perfect bunt for Johnny Damon. No play by the catcher, no play by the third baseman, only a base hit, and the first man on for the Yankees.
Yeah, you could thank the new Yankee Stadium turf, the new field over the last few years for that, because remember the old field that was sloped off for drainage purposes, that ball might have trickled foul. Perfectly level now in the infield.
Melky Cabrera takes a pitch outside.
Plus the grass juts up right against the foul line too, so you can use the grass a lot more to stop the baseball, which that one did. Not a whole lot of dirt there. There used to be a lot of dirt between the inside of the infield, outside the infield.
Yeah, teams in the past, the 1959 White Sox called them the Go-Go Sox with Aparicio and Fox and the speed guys. They would actually doctor up the baseline and slant it back toward fair territory to keep those bunts fair. You don't have to do that right here. If you get it on the grass, chances are it's not going to go foul.
Cabrera carries an 8-game hitting streak into this contest.
A lot of home teams, will kind of put the field in shape based on the kind of ball club that you have. If you've got a lot of guys that hit the ball on the ground, or a lot of sinker ball pitchers, they'll let the grass grow on the infield to kind of stop the ball from getting through the infielders.
Soft ground ball is short. Let's see if it's hard enough to get two. It is. 6-6-3 double play.
That's big relief for David Paul. I mentioned he's not a hard thrower, but he's got a good changeup, and that's what that was. And a quick decision here by Cora. Not enough time to flip it to Loretta, so a little stutter step makes the play by himself and gets Cabrera by a stride.
Well, Cora has a lot of incentive to make plays behind Paulie, because before the game, Terry Francona said our bullpen is just sapped right now. And if David Paulie doesn't give us innings, we actually might have to pitch Alex Cora.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, now they did make a move just before the game. I haven't heard an official announcement. Supposedly they called up their young phenom Craig Hansen.
Grounded to first. Euclid is there, and he will take it and beat Giambi to the bag. So Paulie gets through his first inning at the stadium. No runs to hit, the double play, nobody left. At the end of one, no score. New York, are you ready for the 2006 National Puerto Rican Day Parade? Check out all the hot stars, the best Latin beats, and this year it's all led by Grand Marshal Mark Anthony. It's a huge celebration. See it live this Sunday on Fox 5 at 11 a.m. Then continuing on My 9 at 1:30. Here's Jason Varitek against Chien-Ming Wang. Way high.
Talking to Ron Guidry before today's ball game, Gator was saying that a lot of times Wong does not finish off his pitches, and Kitty, you know more about that than I do. And that he said that a lot of times he gets in a habit of throwing his pitches like you would at a dartboard. Like you're throwing a dart and he doesn't finish the pitch off, and that's one of the reasons that he leaves the ball high in the strike zone.
Foul bat.
Yeah, you can tell tonight he's making a conscious effort. And what Gator's talking about by finishing your pitches is his right leg is passing his left on the follow through to home plate. And pitching coaches will say, don't throw the ball to the catcher, throw it through the catcher. And the tendency is to let it go and kind of recoil and not finish it off. And like you said, then it'll come in a little higher than you want it to.
Chop slowly toward first. Andy Phillips. All right.
Watch the follow through here. See, he's coming right down toward the hitter. Right leg passes the left, and he's in position to get over to first base if he's needed. Andy Phillips with some nifty footwork there can make the grab and the play unassisted.
One thing about Wong, no matter whether it's good or whether it's bad, he's basically got the same personality, the same look. He doesn't really react to good or bad. He's the same level all the time.
Strike to Mike Lowell. Tonight's closed captioning is brought to you by your New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Lexus dealer. Wong actually closed the game in Baltimore when both Mariano Rivera and Kyle Farnsworth were not available. It was his throw day, and Kim Jones was joking with him after the game. She says, "Are you going to take over for Mo?" He says, no, I don't have that heart.
Yeah. Good old-fashioned baseball. Come in on your throw day. Boy, he's got a good fastball tonight. I mean, exceptional in the mid-90s. And there's an indication of it. You can always read, when you look at hitters, you can read what kind of fastball a guy's got. And that's what pitchers ought to do from the sideline. I mean, guys late like that on the fastball, there's the 2/3 of an innings pick up the save that Michael referred
to. Ground ball left side, backhanded by Cairo, but no throw. They'll give Lowell a base hit.
Well, Mike Lowell, he is having some kind of year offensively for the Boston Red Sox. Batting .346 versus right-handed pitchers. He's going to pick up another base hit. This will be an infield hit here in the second inning. .327. He comes in this game on the year with his average. So all of those two numbers are going to go up.
Here's Youkilis. A lot of people in baseball thought that the Red Sox were taking a good gamble with Lowell, because if you talk to scouts, they say that Lowell makes his living from left center to the left field foul pole. And last year, his swing was a little bit slow, and the fly balls that would have gone out to left were fly ball outs to center field. And they felt that if his bat could speed up just a bit, Fenway Park would be the perfect place for him. Now, Mike has come out and said, well, I don't know if it helps me that much. He said, I think it's actually taken 2 home runs away from me. But
yeah,
he's had a good year.
He's leading the league in doubles. Yeah. That's Fenway Park. You hit those balls up on the monster that go out a lot of parks. They're doubles at Fenway.
Left field, 44 hits for Lowell. 7 to center and 11 to right. There's a strike.
That was always the word for years when you faced the Red Sox. When they got out on the road, you know, they were so conscious of pulling the ball. In Fenway Park, they were hits. You get them to pull the ball on the road, especially here in Yankee Stadium. Most of the time, they're just lazy flies.
Ask Rico Petrocelli about that. Yeah. Rico.
Yeah, you pitch him middle in, he'd send you home barefoot.
Boy, no kidding.
There's a strike.
All those Fenway numbers are exceptional for the offensive side of the Boston Red Sox, and even left-handed hitters, you know, that they have in their minor league system. They teach them about hitting the ball the opposite way.
Yeah, all you have to do is check the record book and see all the left-hand batting champions they've had. I mean, some have been multiple, you know, batting champions, starting with Williams and Pete Reynolds and Yaz, Boggs, Freddie Lynn. Big advantage for a left-hand hitter. You don't have to try to pull the ball. You could probably won a batting title playing there.
Well, I don't know about that.
With
I mean, Yankee Stadium wasn't too bad either, you know. My style of hitting probably would have been a lot different.
Broken bat.
Watch out. Watch
popped
out.
up to right, and it drops in front of Bernie Williams.
Ooh, Bernie reacted a little late there. If he I don't think he realized that he had a shot at Lowell at second base.
Yeah, Lowell had frozen.
Well, right there, Bernie realizes right there he's not going to catch it. But see, he's looking at first and then reacts a little bit late. Lowell had hung up, and if he got himself in position, I think he'd have got the force on Lowell easily at second base.
So first and second with one out. And here's Alex Cora. So Youkilis picks up a gift base hit there. And there's a strike.
Sinker ball pitcher could get out of a lot of jams because of the many balls that are hit on the ground. So they pick up a lot of 2 outs with 1 pitch.
Count 0-2. This game has a lot different feel than yesterday's when the Yankees actually scored 13 runs in the first 3 innings. And according to the Elias Sports Bureau, never before in the history of this matchup, the Yankees and the Red Sox, has either team scored 13 runs over the first 3 innings. That dates back to 1903. Popped up. Posada. 2 outs.
Good changeup. Show those hitters you got a mid-90 fastball, and they want to sit back and make sure you don't throw that past him, and just makes your changeup more effective. He had Cora way out in front.
Here's Coco Crisp. He's 3 for 15 with runners in scoring position this year. Grounded out to second in the first. Coco tried to entertain the media before yesterday's game. He was asked to compare his game with Johnny Damon's. He said, there's no comparison. He said, my game has to be compared with David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez. I'm looking for 40, 50 home runs. Not what Johnny Damon did. Yeah.
He's taking some big hacks for a leadoff guy.
Ties him up. The count 1-1.
He's had trouble swinging at that pitch that's kind of low at inside, especially the breaking ball. Last night he swung over 2 or 3 of those. The guy that tries to keep those hands as loose as he can. A lot of movement on the bat. Keep the tension out of the hands, of the forearms, the fingers.
Now got a piece of Crisp.
Posada sitting a little outside. That ball was inside with a little movement. You can see that Crisp fouling it on his foot. He's had a broken finger already this year and has set out already almost the entire part of the first well, what did you say, 30, 40, 50 games? 30
about
games?
A month and a half. Yeah. 42 pitches for Wong already, with just in the second inning 27 strikes. Foul back.
Yeah, and he's one of the more economical pitchers in the American League. This normally is about at least a 3-inning total for him.
Well, he averages 14.1 pitches per inning, which would give him 28 at this point, but he's at 43. Only Roy Halladay and Jeremy Bonderman throw fewer pitchers per inning. And he's going to throw at least another. You look at this jam, and he certainly has not been slapped around. An infield single by Lowell and a pop-up by Youkilis to right that should have been should have been caught. David Pauley smiling. Certainly doesn't seem as if Yankee Stadium is affecting him adversely at this point. Outside. Worked a scoreless first inning against the Ants. Lowell at second, Youkilis is at first. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And now it'll be 8.
Yeah, good at bat by Coco Crisp. He's able to fight off some pretty tough pitches just to keep himself alive. And on a 2-2 pitch that's coming up, as long as you can keep yourself alive on some pitches that you know you can't drive, more chances than not, the more pitches that Wong throws, he's going to get a pretty good pitch to hit.
Rip foul. Wow. I think it hit somebody in the stands. Someone with their back turned. Now Posada will go out and talk with Wong. Well, they always say the more pitches a batter sees, the better chance a pitcher has of making a mistake.
Well, the reason for that is that the batter gets a chance to really lock in on the velocity and the movement during that particular at bat. But also, on the other hand, a hitter gets to be a little bit anxious when he sees a lot of pitches, too, because he feels like he's on most of the pitches that he's seeing.
Popped them up. Like to change. And Cairo puts it away as Wong works in and out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Coming up for the Yankees in the bottom of the 2nd, Alex Rodriguez. Certainly not loved in Boston, but here in New York, he's catching on. The reigning American League MVP will lead off against David Pauley next. Full house here at Yankee Stadium as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning on My 9. It'll be the middle third of the Yankee order. Alex Rodriguez, Jorge Posada, and Robinson Cano.
Ideal matchup for Alex, a guy who doesn't have a power fastball upstairs, keeps it down. And Alex likes the ball down.
And there's a strike. Pitch is inside. Alex says, and Jason Giambi agrees, they're both still not 100% after the stomach virus that knocked them for a loop this weekend. They were both not able to keep food down, so they feel kind of weak. Building back up, though.
Yeah, I was talking to A-Rod today before the game, and I said, do you think you picked that up from Wade? He said, absolutely. So he blamed it on him. Dwayne Wade from the Miami Heat, that they were in Detroit same time the Yankees were playing the Pistons. They had lunch together.
You shouldn't be sharing a Cobb salad. That's all there is to it. 2-2. Swung on and missed, and Rodriguez down on strikes.
They could only afford one, you know.
Hey, tonight's stock ticker is brought to you by TD Bank Financial Group.
Boy, a little better fastball than I think we anticipated from David Pauley. That was in the 90s and got it past A-Rod. Maybe he's a little amped up here pitching in Yankee Stadium, and it's working to his advantage.
Here's Posada. Red Sox got Paulie in the deal and let's send Dave Roberts to the Padres, and Yankee fans will forever remember Dave Roberts for what he did in the 2004 playoffs, pinch running, stealing a bag, and starting that unforgettable comeback by the Red Sox. And that's the first time the Red Sox had ever really had a player like that, a guy you could take off the bench and just have him take off. 3-0.
Well, that's the changeup, and talking to the Red Sox personnel, they were saying that his best pitch, his out pitch, would be his changeup. But like Kitty was saying, he got a pretty good fastball sinker tonight. Changeup again.
And Posada walks. 4 pitches. Al Nippert, pitching coach for the Red Sox. Al is not shaved for this series. A little bit of the Lupinella look. Here's Robinson Cano. Another base hit for Cano. Robinson is now 11 for his last 23.
Like Cano, every time he goes up there, especially a guy that he knows that sinks the ball, looking to hit the ball the other way, and when you do that, you get a pitch like that, and you automatically just turn on it and use your quickness on the inside part to just line it into right field for a base hit. Boy, he's on every pitch now, it looks like.
And so is the guy at the plate, Andy Phillips. Phillips carries a 7-game hitting streak into this game. Chop foul.
Well, last night in the second inning, it was Andy Phillips who got the Yankees started with that 3-run home run, his 4th of the year. They ended up with 7 runs in that inning. He got a curtain call, well deserved.
Andy Phillips hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. .298 overall. Now, Andy's a rookie, but he has been waiting for this chance for a long time. He's an older rookie. He's 29. Finally getting the opportunity to play every day, and Don Mattingly said you could see it in his face how he believes in himself more.
Well, he's also made some adjustments, and Don Mattingly and Phillips had a little bit of a problem. Mattingly was saying with the good stuff inside, and he wasn't able to really get the quickness and the short stroke of the bat head out there, and so that's what they have worked on.
Like the changeup way out in front, he popped it up to right. 2 away.
You know, Bobby, that's a message we hear more and more, talking to Ron Jackson, the hitting coach for the Red Sox, and going back even to Terry Crowley when he worked with Shane Mack. Bernie, of course, always gets an appreciative hand here from the crowd, but a lot of hitters you'd think when they came up as young hitters would be pull hitters. Now there's a lot of hitters that have to be taught how to pull the ball because they're so used to going the other way.
And Mattingly was one of those guys that when he came to Yankee Stadium, he had to learn how to utilize the right field porch, and Lupinella worked with him and made him a home run hitter. He was not a home run hitter when he first came to the Yankees.
Pitch to Bernie Williams is a strike.
Donnie was telling me that he had seen Andy Phillips in the minor leagues several times, and the one thing that he liked about Phillips, that even when he made an out, you know, he just had that swagger, you know, that hitters have, and it was just something that Mattingly noticed that he liked about Andy Phillips. You know, not that you held your head down, but you would just then, you know, just kind of bob your head up and down like, okay, well, he got me this time, I'll get him the next time.
Boy, is Mattingly a proud papa today.
Yeah.
His son Preston, his middle son, was drafted with the 31st pick of the draft. That's considered the supplemental round, but it's considered the first round. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers. And a couple of weeks ago, people were projecting him as a 3rd or 4th round pick. So now he is a 1st round pick. Popped up foul, and he's got some options, this kid. He can play short, but he's 6'3". They say he projects to the outfield or the corners in the infield. That he has a scholarship that he's already signed to go to Tennessee. So he can use that as negotiating leverage if, in fact, he wants to play in the big leagues right away. But Donnie was beaming before the game.
Very much so, and rightfully so. That's got to be one of the proudest moments in a dad's life, to know that your kid may follow in the same footsteps that you have done for so many years.
There was some nervousness, though, in the Mattingly household, because I've been told by a number of scouts, and I'm sure he had heard it as well, that the Red Sox were very, very interested in Preston, and that would have made Thanksgiving dinner a little awkward.
Now look, I mean, I'm all for Preston Mattingly, but I still can't get over the Dodgers beating the Yankees in '81 in the World Series, so I can't go that far.
Runners go. 3-2 is grounded to second. Loretta. And that'll do it. So Paulie pitches in and out of trouble. No runs a hit and 2 men left. We play 2 here at the stadium. No score as we head to the 3rd. Well, Melky Cabrera's done a nice job filling in for Hideki Matsui, who might be out for the season, but Matsui at the ballpark early while no one was taking BP at this point. Just a very boring exercise of picking up the ball and throwing it just to keep his arm in shape. He obviously can't put a glove on the broken left wrist. And then after the workout, he was interviewed by the Japanese media. And you could see he misses it, but he is getting by. He said he still holds out hope that he will be back before the end of the season. No score as we go to the top of the 3rd. Mark Loretta leads off against Chien-Ming Wang. I asked him if he was bored, and he said, you know what? No. He says, I'm reading a lot. I'm going to movies. He goes, and I watch the Yankee games every night. He said, as a matter of fact, I never knew you talk so much. That one's driven to left field. Cabrera's there. 1 away.
Yeah, I asked him the other day. In fact, yesterday he was in the outfield throwing like a miniature football instead of a baseball. You know, trying to keep that stretching that right arm out. And I was asking him if he saw any of the games. He said, yeah, I watch every game. He said, I just wait for you guys to say something funny. I said, well, you got a long way. We're not as funny as we think we are up here.
Here's David Ortiz. You know, you talk to guys that are used to playing every day, and all of a sudden they suffer their first long-term injury. And the one thing they say, there's just a very weird disconnect. You know, you're part of a family when you're on the team, and all of a sudden you're really not. You still are, but, you know, that one's hit deep to right field. No chance. See ya. Into the upper deck by David Ortiz, and it is 1-0 Red Sox. That did not take too long to get out.
That was a high changeup that became a mediocre fastball. Watch Posada's glove. He wanted it down below the knees. It came up a little higher and inside, right on the tee.
Here's Manny Ramirez. He walked in the first.
I didn't notice if Bernie gave that a courtesy look. You know, from playing the outfield, just to make the pitcher feel good on one like that. Well, you'll take a couple steps, even though some outfielders, they don't even turn around and look. You just know by the sound that one's gone.
I think Bernie actually had to turn around and face it because it was going to come off the facade so hard it could have come back and hit him in the head.
I give him up like that. I always say to him, come on, give me a courtesy look. A step or two toward the right field wall just to make it look like it might stay in the ballpark.
There's a strike, count 0-2.
It's amazing between David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez against the Yankees lifetime. They now have 64 home runs between them.
He's still behind Jim Tomei, David Ortiz, tied with Troy Gloss and Jason Giambi. Nick Swisher and Jermaine Dye all have 16.
Take a look at David Ortiz, and let's watch the front foot, see where it goes and then where it ends up. And you see how his hips opened up. I was talking to Ron Jackson yesterday. I said, why did David Ortiz, Ron Papa Jackson, our hitting coach, he said, for a long time he would step in with that foot and he would stay there and he'd get locked up. Pitchers could jam him. So what they worked on is he steps in to start with, but then he plants that foot back in a square position. He could pop the hips open and pull the ball with more authority.
Well, he became the hitter that he is today when he finally learned how to do that, and handle that inside pitch. I mean, like you were saying, we were talking about David Ortiz. I don't know that he's ever missed a low inside fastball.
56 pitches for Wong. And we're here in the third. 1-2. 2-2.
I never found the left-hand hitter that did miss a pitch low and in. I mean, that's just like putting it on a high tee for him.
David Pauly has himself a 1-0 lead because of that home run. Along with Jim Cott and Bobby Mercer, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball here on My 9. We thank you for joining us on this Tuesday evening. The Red Sox lead 1-0 in the top of the third. Past a lunging Phillips and into right field. That was a bullet by Ramirez as Bernie gets the ball in.
Posada is setting up outside. This pitch ends up inside, and nobody better than Ramirez to be able to inside out that ball the opposite way. He loves the ball out over the plate and away from him, and a great breaking ball hitter, but Wong tried to sink it inside. It didn't sink that much, and it went into right field, and he got out there in a hurry.
Here's Trot Nixon. The one thing the Yankees have worried about with Wong is that when he gets into trouble, he gives up big innings. He is not a guy who will give up a run here or run there. He'll give up multiple runs. Over his last 23 innings as a starter coming into this game, Wong has not allowed a single run in any inning. But he has had 7 innings over that span in which he has allowed multiple runs. So when he gets into trouble, he really gets into trouble. And that comes back to the difficulty that he has working out of the stretch. Now the count 3-0. Well, the out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by your Tri-State Lincoln Mercury dealer. See, they green light Nixon. Right down the middle, strike one.
I think with the short right field here at Yankee Stadium, the way that Nixon has hit right-handed pitchers this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have the green light 3-0. But a lot of guys don't like to hit 3-0. They just don't like the pressure of failing in that situation.
sliced the other way.
Yeah, excuse me, Michael. One of the reasons for that is because they figure that they're going to get the same pitch 3-1 as 3-0, and they feel more comfortable swinging at the 3-1 pitch.
Runner goes. Oh, what a play by Phillips. Steps on the bag for the double play. Quick reaction by Andy Phillips. Went up the ladder to get it. Rob Nixon of an extra base hit and turned it into a double play. But Andy Phillips' arm was not this quick. Couldn't get up there. A home run by David Ortiz. Dropped by a fan in the first row of the upper deck. 1-0 Red Sox. New York Yankees baseball on My 9 is brought to you in part by the all-new 2007 Toyota Camry, Jeep, makers of the all-new 2006 Jeep Commander, and by your New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Lexus dealer. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Miguel Cairo will lead off against David Pauly, and Pauly starts him off with a strike. 1-0 Red Sox. 1-5-0 on the Ortiz home run, and the Yankees 0-2-0. Singles by Damon and Cano. There's a breaking ball strike. Count 0-2.
Well, I tell you, David Pauly certainly is pitching above the scouting report we heard from his outing in Toronto, where he was nervous, didn't have good control of his curveball. I mean, he's seizing an opportunity right here so far.
Driven deep to left. Fair ball. It's gone. It's a foul ball.
And I think the thing, even though, you know, it's a long strike by Miggy, almost a home run, I think the one thing the Red Sox are pleased with is that he's not throwing a lot of pitches. And you pointed out earlier how Terry Francona said they need some innings out of this starter. They can't keep going to that bullpen.
This will be his 30th pitch of the game. And the 0-2. Grounded left side through for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Cairo.
Also the second time around now coming up for the Yankee hitters. So everybody's had a chance to see Pauly at least one time. That's that little breaking ball. And with 2 strikes on you, you got to be a little bit more aggressive. So Cairo finds that hole between short and third. And the Yankees have their leadoff batter on.
Yeah, that's his worst pitch. He threw a good one earlier in the count, but that one just kind of
it's kind of like a show-me pitch.
Yeah.
There's Johnny Damon. Perfect bunt down the third baseline in the first to reach. Jumps on the first pitch, slams down his bat, and hits a pop-up to his successor, Coco Crisp. 1 away.
Like he was trying to slap that to left field and got under it.
Yeah, I think he just got a little bit too anxious. Was a good pitch for Damon to swing at, especially on the first pitch. High and outside a little bit.
Here's Melky Cabrera. Wrapped into a double play in the first inning, 6-6-3.
You'd have to be down on the field to really appreciate how quick your reflexes have to be to understand how fast, how hard that ball is hit, how quick it gets there. He had to actually reach behind him. Took a double away from Nixon. This is how fast it gets there right here.
That's how quick you can get too.
Yeah. There was a young lady, I think from the Bergen Record, talking to me today before the game about Mo's cutter, doing a story on Mo and how he's been so effective for so long with that one pitch. And she raised an interesting question. I never thought about it. She said, you ever get in and stand up there and watch that cutter come in? Of course, he doesn't throw any batting practice, but you really don't appreciate how fast the game is on the big league level compared to the minor leagues and lower leagues until you get down on the field and see plays like that. It's one of the things the minor leaguers will talk about when they come up here. Boy, everything happens a little faster. You know, the guys get to the ball, they make the plays. The pitchers throw harder, hitters have more power.
The 2-1 popped up. Lowell runs out of room. Yankees have won 3 straight against the Red Sox. 2 at Fenway Park in their last series, and then the opener last night. And since the beginning of 2003, these two teams have played 79 regular season games, and the Red Sox lead the series 40-39. And last year they finished with the same record, but the Yankees won the American League East by virtue of winning the season series 10-9. And it's strange, the Red Sox have all the better numbers there, but the Yankees find ways to win the games. That's why it's close to 500. Runner goes, 3-2, foul back. But again, as we mentioned, this series has been great for baseball, but baseball has front-loaded 4 of the 6 series they'll play into the beginning of the season, and they won't play again until August. Yankees and the Red Sox were rained out once at Fenway this year, so a 4-game set in August is now a 5-game set. Grounder to Loretta. 2 away as the runner advances. Cairo was going.
Well, Melky trying to take advantage of that big hole between first and second. There's Cairo going with the pitch. He stays out of the double play, but that sinker ball kind of sinking down and away from that left-handed hitter. It's a little bit harder to try to pull it.
Here's Giambi. There's a strike. Now the shift is on, which means that the only infielder on the left side is Lowell. But because there's a runner at second base, Lowell has to play closer to the line than he would if the bases were empty, and that gives Giambi most of the left side of the infield for which to shoot. And he tries to go up the middle, and the shift works. Cora is there, and he will throw out Giambi for the final out of the 3rd. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. There are 3 in the books here at the stadium. Red Sox 1 and the Yankees nothing. Time for the Dodge trivia question. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Before Chien-Ming Wang, who was the last Yankee to earn a save between his regular starts? We'll find that out in the bottom of the 4th inning. After 3, it's 1-0 Red Sox. Varitek with a fly ball right center. Giving chase is Johnny Damon. 1 away. Tonight after the game, keep it right here from My 9 News with Brenda Blackman, Harry Martin, and the award-winning I-Team as they uncover the stories that matter to you. My 9 News tonight after the game. There's Mike Lowell, a single into the hole at short in the 2nd inning, hitting .330. Grounded slowly back to the mound, and they're 2 away.
Oh, Wong could use a little breather. We talked about how economical he is, and his pitch count's a little higher. Of course, I never thought that was a problem with sinker ball pitchers because they use the expression get tired. I don't think they really get tired, but when the pitch count goes up, they don't try to throw as hard or overthrow the ball, and they seem to get better movement, more sinking action. It's young David Pauly, who's been very impressive through the first 3 innings. A little blacksmith work done.
Getting chewed.
Yep. Getting ready to run to Belmont.
Yeah.
Pitch to Youkilis as a strike. Oh, 2. The 0-2. Count 1-2.
Youkilis basically has become the swing man in this lineup for Terry Francona now that Coco Crisp is back. Youkilis hitting in several places in the lineup, including first, second, maybe even fifth, sixth. He's hitting 8th tonight. Pretty good 8th place hitter.
Grounded to short. Cairo. And a 1-2-3 inning for Chien-Ming Wang. He's thrown 71 pitches through 4 innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Red Sox 1, Yankees nothing.
Should in play, I'll set it up for you.
Well, let's take a look at our Dodge trivia question and give you the answer. Before Chien-Ming Wang in Baltimore, who's the last Yankee to earn a save between his regular starts? And the answer is John Candelaria.
Oh, you would have to bring that up.
Ooh, that'll strike fear in any left-hand hitter's heart, won't it?
I'm shaking right now.
Alex Rodriguez with a ground ball to third. And a nice scoop by Youkilis on the low throw by Lowell, 1 away.
That's another thing Youkilis has done. Not only has he added offense to this lineup, but he's also played an excellent first base. They were a little bit suspicious of maybe Youkilis not being able to handle that first base job as well as he's done. Lowell, he's a Gold Glover at third, but this is in the dirt and picked out nicely by Youkilis. That's the reason J.T. Snow has been sitting on the bench quite a bit. Look at this. Yeah, Oklahoma, they got a lot of Yankee fans there.
Because of you.
I don't know who Gavin is, but
well, it's because they had a couple good players come out of Oklahoma, like Mickey Mantle, Bobby Mercer.
Yeah, right.
And Kelly Stinnett.
Yeah.
Kelly from Lawton.
Count 1-0 to Posada.
Errol Porter, you know, from Oklahoma too. Went to the same high school with Porter.
That one's driven deep to left center field, giving chase as Crisp. He's on the run, on the track, he can't make the play. Ball bounds off the wall into left center, where Manny Ramirez gets the carry. It's a double for Posada with 1 out.
Well, one thing a left-handed batter does not want to do is think about pulling that sinker ball from the right-hander. And Jorge sent it deep into center field. No chance for Crisp. And Manny there to back Coco Crisp up, and a 1-out double by Jorge. Deepest part of the Yankee ballpark.
Well, the tying run's on second base, but it might take more than a single to get Posada home. He has not been running well because of that torn hamstring tendon. He's taking it base to base. Pitch to Cano is outside.
What Posada looked like on that double. Just about, you know, maybe half speed, maybe 3/4 at the most, and that's about all he can go. But they need him in the lineup every day.
And the pitch to Cano is a strike. Cano with a single to right in the second inning.
Robbie Cano in batting practice, I don't think I've ever seen anybody hit the ball as hard and on the line like he did at batting practice this afternoon. And he was preparing for Paulie tonight. He had Tony Pena out there throwing batting practice. He wanted everything from the middle plate away so he could work on trying to go up the middle and the other way.
Line foul.
And when you think about that, when you're thinking middle plate away, and you know you're quick inside anyway, you automatically, if he throws something inside, you automatically react to it, just as Cano did on this pitch here. Varitek setting away, and that pitch is a little bit inside, a little bit up, and automatically the hitter just reacts to that pitch.
One-two. Chop toward first. Backing up Youkilis. Flip to Paulie as Posada will move to third. There's Bobby Bacala of The Sopranos. He made it through another season. His eye is healed. Sopranos return next January. They certainly keep you waiting.
Did you see the last episode?
Yeah, I did see it.
You?
Did you?
They went to the family style, didn't they?
Yeah, it was like a Walton's Christmas.
Yeah, really? I was surprised.
And that was, of course, Steve Sciarippa is his real name. He plays Bobby Bacala on The Sopranos. The 0-1 outside, 1-1. Tying run is on third base. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Well, you can see one of the reasons that young David Paulie has been effective tonight versus a much more experienced pitcher last night in Josh Beckett. Well, the Yankees can load up on those hard throwers, and if you don't throw that fastball in the right spot, they tee off on it. But tonight, the big swings are not doing the job because Paulie's got nice change of speeds and a lot of movement.
Swing and a miss. Speaking of that, a lot of movement on that fastball, and Phillips down on strikes. No runs are hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We played 4 at the stadium. Red Sox 1 and the Yankees nothing. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Alex Cora against Chien-Ming Wang. Pitches outside, 1-0. On the Dunkin' Donuts scoreboard, it's 1-5-0 for the Red Sox, 0-4-0 for the Yankees. And the difference in the game is a David Ortiz home run into the first row of the upper deck in right field. That's a 1 out in the 3rd. And the 1-0 upstairs.
I always like the leadoff hitter like Alex Cora. I know the corner infielders are playing in anyway, but you show that bunt, you know, the first pitch, and it just draws them in maybe even another step and a half, 2 steps closer to you, and it just gives you a better chance to slap the ball by.
Hot shot to short. Cairo. 1 away.
Nice play by Cairo. This ball slicing away from him. He had to get his body in front of it and then give. Good footwork, plenty of time, and gets him by a step and a half.
Cairo filling in for the second game for Derek Jeter, who's out with that bad right thumb. And the pitch to Crisp. Chopped slowly toward Cairo. Charges, has no play. And that's where they missed Derek Jeter right there. That's the Jeter specialty, but Cairo could not glove cleanly and fire.
Yeah, even as great as Jeter is on that play, I think with Coco Crisp's speed, unless it was hit close enough where A-Rod could cut it off, I don't think they had any chance to get Coco Crisp. Speaking of filling in the infield, there's another look at Miggy trying to glove it and make the transfer. Yankees made a player change before the game today in case they might need an extra infielder for longer than they anticipate. And it's a player that we've seen before in a Tampa Bay uniform. Nick Green. There's Nick. Yankees acquired him a few weeks ago. Went from Durham over to Columbus, and now with Derek Jeter unavailable to play, they call up Nick Green. And as Kim pointed out on the pregame show over on Yes, they designated Terrence Long for assignment.
Yankees are hoping that Long gets through. A team could claim him, and they like him. They think that he's a good fifth outfielder, but they already have a couple of those, so they felt they needed the backup infielder with Jeter out for a while.
Well, Long gives them a veteran outfielder and a good defensive outfielder. And Joe and the organization hoping that Long will go back to AAA and stay in the organization.
Along with Bobby Mercer and Jim Cott, I'm Michael Kay, and you're watching Yankees baseball on My 9. Top of the 5th inning, runner on first base, 1 out, as the Red Sox lead the Yankees 1-0 in the second game of this 4-game set.
Well, they just don't know how long Jeter's going to be out. He's getting better every day, but they don't want to be shorthanded on the infield. And yesterday, Jeter tried to throw the baseball, tried to swing a bat, didn't actually get in the cage and hit any baseballs, but he was unable to throw. It shut it down immediately, and just continues to take treatment every day, but is getting better.
Now, we give you so many numbers and so many stats, and sometimes the stats just don't mean much, and you'll see Jeter trying to throw yesterday.
Yeah, that problem where he got hit back in Baltimore is on the right thumb, but it's on the joint of the right thumb, and when you squeeze the baseball to try to throw it, that's very painful. And that's the reason he couldn't play.
Anyway, the point I was going to make about the injuries and the stats. Since 1996, when Derek joined the Yankees full-time, the Yankees' winning percentage in games that Jeter has missed is .622. They're 69-42. That's actually higher than their winning percentage in the games that Jeter has played. And the winning percentage with Jeter in there is .607. But again, you can do anything you want with numbers. Well, how would they do if they played, I don't know, those 1,600 games without Jeter rather than, the 120 games that they played without Jeter? That's the difference.
How would they have done it? They were playing in the playoffs in the World Series without Jeter.
So you can say, well, they have a higher winning percentage without Jeter, but they played so many fewer games. And it's very odd to see Jeter on the extra players list. But there he is with Stinnett, Green, and Thompson. And he's really not an extra player because Joe Torre said he would not want him to pinch run. He said, what if he has a head-first slide and hurts the thumb worse? Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1. There's 2. They do. And it's a double play, 4-6-3. Second double play for Chien-Ming Wang. No runs a hit. Nobody left at the end of 4 1/2. We're halfway through. Red Sox 1, Yankees nothing. Tonight's Smile of the Game is brought to you by Vital Dent. For a healthy smile, go to vitaldent.com today. Nice glasses and a nice smile. Bernie Williams wraps from the right center field. That's going to be trouble. That ball is gone. A home run. Bernie Williams. And the Yankees and the Red Sox are tied at 1. Let's see if this affects Paulie. Pitch to Cairo. Another deep drive to right center. Coco Crisp got a good jump and makes the play on the warning track, one away.
That curtain call, I mean, here it is, a 1-0 game, 5th inning. Bernie gets a home run. Wow, and that was centered, and he centered it. But the appreciation for him, of course, just builds with every game and every at-bat. But I think that's one of the reasons when you hear players like Jason Giambi say, you know, how great it is to play in New York. Because if you don't do well, they'll let you know about it. But if you do, I don't think there's any fans that are more appreciative of when you do good things.
Pitch to Johnny Damon is a strike.
Oh, you just take a look at the longevity, and as we take a look at the Dunkin' Donuts scoreboard, Bernie ties it up for that home run. But the numbers that Bernie's put up, he was born and raised in this organization, and he has just done an outstanding job. Obviously, more than outstanding, and didn't know if even Bernie was going to be back this year in a lesser role. But that hasn't turned out to be. I mean, Bernie Williams' role has been as important as Sheffield and Matsui. Those two guys are out, so you really got to look to Bernie to pick up the slack. And he's been an everyday player and has produced.
3 home runs now, 26 runs batted in. And the count is 2-2 on Damon.
I think the most important thing about that was that Bernie last year, kind of a lame duck year for him. It was the end of his contract. I'm sure we'll see Bernie's number out there when he decides to retire. But the fact that Bernie wanted to come back and play for the Yankees. There was a lot of speculation that he wasn't going to play any more baseball, that he was going to retire, but he just wasn't ready to hang up the leather or the spikes. And the one thing that he wanted to do is play for the organization that he's played every inning in Major League Baseball for, and that's the New York Yankees.
He said he couldn't picture himself playing somewhere else and watching the Yankees on TV in the playoffs in October. Lined right at Loretta, 2 away.
But you know, it was I think it was about 7 years ago now that Bernie was very, very close to joining the Red Sox. I think it took a conversation with the Yankee owner, George Steinbrenner, to keep Bernie in pinstripes. That's when he was in the peak of his career, his free agent year. But we showed you the retired numbers there, and I don't know that Bernie will end up in the Cooperstown Hall of Fame, but he's going to end up on that wall. I mean, it's so unusual to see a player these days come up with an organization and play the entire career and be as successful as Bernie has been.
Melky Cabrera is 0 for 2, a double play. 6-6-3 and a ground ball a second. And the count now 2-0.
I know a lot of people like to take a shot at the Yankee minor league organization, but they have produced some really quality players out of their system. Bernie, one of those players, been here for many, many years, but just to go back to 1996 and the foundation that they've built out of their own organization, with Jeter and Mariano and Bernie. Andy Pettit was a part of that. Jorge Posada.
We talk about teams like to be strong up the middle, and that's for a while the Yankees had Posada, Jeter, Soriano, and Bernie out in center field. Now they have Cano, who's also homegrown product.
Slow ground ball a second. Loretta gobbles it up, and that'll do it. But the Yankees tie the score, and they do it in a Bronx Bomber way. They turn back the clock. Bernie Williams, the veteran, launches the first pitch of the inning into the bleachers in right center. 1-1 game. Next Tuesday, right here on My 9, the Bronx Bombers go face-to-face with the Indians. Catch all the baseball action, Yankees, Indians, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. on a special edition of Friday Night Yankees, only on My 9. This is a special edition of Friday Night Yankees, the Tuesday edition, and we go to the 6th inning. Chien-Ming Wang still in there. It's a 1-1 game. David Ortiz will lead off. He fouls that away.
They were talking about Ortiz and how he loves that ball low and inside. As you take a look at the pitches by inning for Wong, very economical in the 4th and in the 5th. But that low inside, is the target that he commands. I mean, he commands the inside part of the plate. Wow.
High fly ball left field. Melky Cabrera, one away.
I don't know about you, Kitty, but you know, when you get a hitter that could command a certain part of that plate, you know, I know the pitchers like to take a certain part of the plate and utilize that as being their own piece of that home plate area.
Yeah, that's why I think that pitch right there, that's why I think the pitch low and away is still the best pitch in baseball, because you don't have to have a perfect pitch out there. It takes a little more strength to drive it over the left field wall opposed to that pitch that hangs middle in that you can just drop the barrel on and it's gone.
Pitch to Ramirez. Goes to the backstop. Seems like the crowd was waiting for that. And Manny looking into the crowd as if, why are you cheering? Well, just flip the pages back to Scott Proctor at Fenway.
Well, you can see where Posada's got his target low and away, just as you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't really think that was that close to Manny, but, you know, he steps into the ball.
I think almost backed up into the Red Sox dugout.
Wow. He has got some, both these, I mean, Paulie doesn't throw as hard as Wong, but they have both got a lot of late movement on their pitches tonight.
And that's the reason, like Ortiz, that last pitch is a pretty good pitch, but with that little late movement, you get underneath it a bit.
Three and 0, and Jorge with a trip to the mound. I think just a reminder that you might as well throw this pitch like it's 0-2.
Yeah, right.
Manny's going to be he'll be waiting for something on 3 and 0.
When the Yankees were at Fenway Park, and that's the last time I checked this stat, and the Red Sox actually handed it out. The Red Sox were 5 for 5 when giving green lights on 3 and 0. And Terry Francona's thought process is, why should I have a guy take a fastball down the middle? He said if the count goes to 3 and 1, he might get a slider after that. And he said, so certain times I'm going to give a green light on 3 and 0.
Well, if you're going to give one, this would be the guy to give it to.
And a strike.
Perfect pitch, knee high outside corner. Again, that movement. See, Manny looks back at Bill Welke, but to him it looked outside, but the late movement took it back across the corner.
Trying to make it 2-1 right there. Count 3 and 2.
Go ahead, Kitty.
I think he cracked all the vertebrae on that one.
I did too. Well, that's the reason that you can take a 3 and 0 pitch, because normally you're going to get the same pitch on 3 and 1.
A broken bat, base hit to left center field. Ramirez makes a big turn. He's going for 2. Here's the throw. Ow! Ramirez was thinking double out of the box, running on his old friend Johnny Damon's arm, and he gets gunned down 8-4 trying to stretch.
I say one thing, he didn't hesitate. He had his mind made up right there. Hey, I remember Johnny doesn't throw too well, but he got it in there in plenty of time here.
Well, I think Manny makes around $20 million a year, and he makes $10,000 for running the bases and $10,000 for playing defense, and and the rest of it goes for hitting.
There's Trot Nixon, and there's a strike.
I'd rather see him do that than jog down the first baseline that he's accused of sometimes, because you know you force Damon to, you know, if you force Damon to throw it in there and throw it accurately if it's a little off target.
And there's a delay in the game right now as a fan jumped out of the left field stands and is running across the outfield.
And we'll soon wish he didn't.
Well, I think you were right, though, when Michael was talking about what he saw his old ex-teammate over there, Johnny Damon, knowing that Damon doesn't have that good of an arm, and he saw him going a little bit to his right, maybe thought he was going to catch him a little bit off balance.
Yeah, Manny gets accused sometime of not running hard, so I think in that case, Francona's not going to find fault with that. He's trying to be aggressive and thinking that Johnny wouldn't throw it too well, throw it off target, he'd have the lead run scoring position.
Well, the stadium security handled it quickly, efficiently, and they make their way back to their post, and we're ready for baseball. Count 0-1 on Nixon. Popped up. Cairo will make the play for the final out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 game. Tonight after the game, keep it right here on My 9 News for highlights and analysis of tonight's action. The ChevyOffers.com Sports Wrap-Up tonight after the game only on My 9 News. Crowd still buzzing from Manny getting thrown out at second base, trying to stretch a single into a double. Manny hustling out of the box, but a good throw by Johnny Damon, and now we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tied at 1, a pair of home runs, the only offense in the game. David Ortiz and Bernie Williams, obviously both solo shots. It's Giambi, Rodriguez, and Posada here in the 6th. Pitch is outside, 1-0.
And a big inning for young David Pauly. I mean, he's given the Red Sox, I think, more than they thought he would, but now he's in a position, you can get through the 6th inning, and Terry Francona can start looking to the bullpen, and he's got 3 tough hitters to get out.
And a strike.
Mentioned the Red Sox made a move also before the game, and Terry Francona said in spring training, we don't want to bring this kid up. We don't think he's ready, but I think because of the situation of their pitching staff, they called up Craig Hansen. 6'6" right-hander who's just got electric stuff. The Yankees saw him briefly at the end of the year a couple years ago.
Yeah, Hansen from Glen Cove, New York.
Out of St. John's. Now, he was drafted as a short reliever, but in Pawtucket, they've been using him in long relief and also starting him. So they're still unsure. I guess if you stretch someone out as a starter, you can use him whichever way you want. And he's called up now to be a long man. But could obviously shift to shorter roles if they want. The 2-2. Foul back.
Well, I'm impressed. I mean, this kid is, we talked about the fact that he might be a little dazed by the Yankee Stadium atmosphere, but here he is in a 1-1 game in the 6th inning, and the reputation he had is, being a little strike zone shy, and that's not the case tonight.
This will be his 70th pitch of the night. And a ground ball to first. Euclid takes it himself, and it's 1 away. Out of Town Scoreboard is brought to you by Sims. And here is Alex Rodriguez.
If you take a look at it, losing Johnny Damon had a pretty big impact on this Boston Red Sox ball club, because they had to trade a guy like Bronson Arroyo that was their starting rotation. And if you take a look at the rotation now, they had Bronson Arroyo. The back end of the rotation is kind of what's hurting for the Red Sox, but they had to trade Bronson Arroyo in order to make up for the void that was left out in center field for Coco Crisp is now playing.
And the pitch is low.
You mentioned Michael Hansen being used as a starter. He started last Friday night for Pawtucket, went 4 innings, so he would be very capable of coming in tonight and giving him 2 or 3 innings if necessary.
Well, the Red Sox have gotten a lot of grief for the Arroyo trade because the guy they got for him, Willie Mo Pena, is now out with a bad hand, and Bronson Arroyo's done great. The Cincinnati Reds are one of the surprise teams in baseball, and he's a great hitter, which they didn't know. Ground ball to third. Backhanded nicely by Lowell. The long throw got him.
Yeah, Gonzalez is not playing at short tonight, but if he were, and Cora's okay there, but they could throw a gold glove infield at you, these Red Sox, and there's one of them right there. Lowell back behind the bag, and a strong throw to Euclid. Give A-Rod by a couple of strides.
Lead the American League in fielding.
Pitch to Posada's inside. Posada walked in the second and doubled off the wall in left center field in the fourth. Count 2-0. 75 pitches for Paulie, 48 strikes. Good strike to ball ratio. And the count 2-1. And another base hit for Posada. So he has 2 of the Yankees' 6 hits against Paulie. And here's Robinson Cano. Cano single to right. That was in the second. Grounded to first in the fourth. He is 11 for his last 24. Hitting .311, 2 home runs, 22 ribbies. Way out in front of the chains, the count 0-1. Enormous crowd here at Yankee Stadium. Another sellout. Yesterday over 55,000. No different today. And massive humanity here in the Bronx.
One day I think, you know, when Cano continues to mature as a hitter and learns all the pitchers and situations and giving himself a chance in certain counts of hitting pitches that he can drive out of the ballpark, he's got the power to maybe one day hit 20, 25, even 30 home runs. One thing that Mattingly talks to him about a lot is trying to hit those home runs because he gets into that lifting mode.
Chop slowly toward first. And Euclid will flip to Paulie, and that'll do it. An impressive 6 innings for the 22-year-old rookie. 6 in the books. We go to the 7th. It's a 1-1 game. Hey fans, become part of the winning team by joining the New York Yankees fan club. You'll receive a welcome letter, an official membership card, 4 issues of Yankees magazine, and special ticket discounts, as well as exclusive fan club items. To join, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com. We go to the 7th inning. Paulie has been very, very good. It's a 1-1 game. So is Chien-Ming Wang. Struggled early, but has settled down. He will deal to Varitek. There's a strike. 1-7-0 for Boston. 1-6-0 for the Yankees. If you joined us late, the Boston run on David Ortiz's home run. The Yankee run on a home run by Bernie Williams. Count 0-2.
And this is an unusual game for this rivalry. These two teams usually get together and slug it out. You don't see many pitchers duels like this. Last night was a game we anticipated the pitchers duel.
Yeah. Strike 3. Baratek down looking, and now he's looking at Bill Welke. Always dangerous for a catcher to argue because he wants that pitch for his pitcher.
Well, you're going to see some movement on these 3 pitches here, especially that one that struck Varitek out. That's what the ball that you give up on. It looks like it's going to be inside, and with that late move, and it moves over the inside part of the plate.
There's Mike Lowell. And a strike. Count 1-1.
Well, Wong, he's dialed it in now. 95 total pitches, but wherever Posada puts that glove, he's hitting it.
Loop to right field coming on Bernie Williams. He can't make the play. Now he kicks the ball. Lowell's going for 2. Here's the throw. Here's the play. Safe. That'll be a single and an E9 as Bernie kicked the ball. Pretty good throw by Bernie Williams.
Well, Mike Lowell hasn't hit the ball particularly hard in this year, but he's coming up with some hits. There's the Bernie trying to pick up the high hop. Looked like he didn't see that ball well with the hop. Then recovered, made the throw in, but Lowell.
I think maybe the hop kind of fooled him a little bit.
Well, if you're not accustomed to playing right field, and Bernie isn't, that ball spins a little differently out there than when you're playing center.
Pitch to Youkilis is outside. Wong closing in on the 100 pitch mark. He's at 97 right now.
Well, he knocked it down, and it was the fact that when he kicked it that allowed Lowell to go to second. If he'd have kept it in front of him, Lowell would have stayed at first.
Try it outside, now inside. The count 2-0. And the count 3-0. Now Posada wants to go out and talk with Wong. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. Scott Proctor warming for the Yankees. Pitched an inning yesterday. And that's Papelbon. He's the Red Sox closer, just starting to stretch. Paulie has no intention of giving the ball up. There's a strike. Just missed.
Wow, you don't see that kind of reaction from Chien-Ming Wang very often. He really thought he got that pitch taken away from him. But Posada pulled it in, but it looked like it was outside. I'm a little surprised right now, and maybe that's the state of the Red Sox bullpen, that Terry Francona does not have a pitcher warming up. If the Red Sox were to score here, I would think they'd want to take Paulie out of the game. unless they say, well, we're going to take the training wheels off. It's a little different pitching a 1-1 game, and now all of a sudden if your team takes the lead and you're out there and you're asked to hold the lead, that's a little more pressure on a young pitcher.
Yeah, plus if he does take the lead, then he actually leads the game with a chance to win it with some veteran guys out of the bullpen taking over in the latter part.
And a good feeling about how well he pitched tonight versus if you go back out there and give up a couple, then that kind of deflates that.
Here's Alex Cora, runners on first and second with 1 out. Caught by Andy Phillips. He's all over the place tonight.
They better try somebody else out. It doesn't make any difference how hard you hit. Don Mattingly certainly appreciates this, the great first baseman that he was. But once again, Andy Phillips taking an extra base hit away from a Red Sox. He turned the last one into a double play and thought about turning this one into a double play.
They tried him out in the third as well.
Yeah, and this may have been hit a little bit harder, but the runner was off with that pitch, and he turned it into a DP.
So maybe Mattingly not only working with the Phillips at the bat, he might be working with him with the glove.
Boy, he's good, isn't he?
Pitch to Crisp is a little bit low. I thought that was good base running by Youkilis. You know, he didn't take the step towards second like usually happens. He was very aware of where the ball was and headed back to first. Could have been doubled up.
Not sure he had enough time to get off the bag far enough.
Count 1-1.
There's Youkilis. Yeah, he the moment that ball was in the air, he was headed back to first base just in case. Phillips came down with it.
Slice the other way. Foul.
After that broken finger, coming into tonight's game, Coco Crisp with only about 57, maybe 58 at bats this year. So his timing is not where he would like it.
Two count. 2 men on. 2 outs. 2 runs on the board. 1 for the Yankees. 1 for the Red Sox. Double-barreled action as Myers joins Proctor.
Well, Coco in his last 2 at bats, he's worked Wong over as far as pitches are concerned. He ended up with a base hit back in the 5th inning.
This will be pitch 108. The 2-2. 94-mile-an-hour fastball high, 3-2. That gives the Red Sox an advantage now. Lowell doesn't have great speed, but he'll take off on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs.
Posada just checking with Wong. Jorge, catcher makes suggestions. Pitcher should have the final say. They don't put losing catcher in the box score, just losing pitcher. But Jorge probably wanted to just confirm with him. What would you rather throw? You want to go to the changeup here? It's been a good pitch for him.
108 is the season-high pitch count for Wong. 105 was the previous high. Runners go. Grounded to Phillips. He's going to flip to Wong, who beats Crisp to the bag. So Wong works out of trouble. No runs, a hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base at the end of 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. And everyone here at the stadium is about to honor America as we listen to the voice of Yankee Stadium, Mr. Bob Shepard. Ron Guidry congratulating Chien-Ming Wang on a job well done. In all likelihood, he will not pitch the 8th inning, but he did a good job over 7.
Win against form. Usually he's economical in the early innings, does well, and then has a little trouble. Tonight he struggled as far as his control early on, and then settled in, did a great job. Looks like Farnsworth will get the call in the 8th inning. No surprise.
And there's a strike. So it'll be the bottom third of the Yankee order. Rudy Cienez warming for the Red Sox. Andy Phillips, Bernie Williams, and Miguel Cairo. Phillips has a 7-game hitting streak on the line. Count 1-2. Phillips flied to right and struck out. Well, if you talk to people around the Red Sox, the traveling party, not necessarily people in uniform, the general perception was that you will not see Paulie for long today.
Yeah.
And here he is in the 7th inning pitching very, very well. Not at all unnerved by a crowd of 55,000 plus. Not unnerved by the opponent. Maybe got the nerves out of the way against the Blue Jays. 84 pitches for Paulie, 54 strikes.
One of the differences in Paulie tonight versus the last time that he pitched against the Blue Jays, that he didn't use his changeup a whole lot.
Grounded up the middle. Cora, 1 away.
And when you're considered to have a good changeup to go along with that sinker ball, just never got a chance to utilize it.
Bernie Williams with a home run in the 5th inning, gets a nice hand as he walks up to the plate. The fans are almost treating this as a victory lap for Bernie Williams, a farewell season. But I talked to Bernie a couple times in spring training, and he said, I want to play a couple of years. This is not my last year. Of course, he could change his mind one way or the other. High fly ball, right center. Nixon. 2 outs.
What that changeup can do to you, that's what we were talking about, that change. It would look like it's a pretty good pitch, but it gets that hitter just a little bit out in front, you know, and you got to watch Bernie just a little bit out in front, so you got to kind of lift it. It makes you want to lift the ball and hit it off the end of the bat, and that's what happened.
Here's Miguel Cairo with 2 outs in the 7th. And the pitch is high. Cairo, one of the Yankees' 6 hits. He's 1 for 2. Great guy off the bench for the Yankees, filling in now for the injured Derek Jeter. Can play all the infield positions. Count 1-1. Jeter missing his 2nd straight game.
Yeah, this was the word we had on Paulie from the minor leagues, that he was a strike throwing machine, but didn't do it in his first start in the big leagues, but he's certainly doing it tonight. And as Bobby mentioned, he's making great use of that changeup. One,
1-2. Right back to Paulie under his glove. and under the hand of Loretta. And Paulie's looking at his glove as if to say, how did I miss that? We'll see how they score it. Looking at it again.
Should be an E1. Pretty routine play, not hit hard. Wow, very kind. Scored a base hit.
Could be a 2-base hit.
Yeah.
Both of them missed it.
A little tougher play for Loretta, but there, all Paulie had to do is get the glove down.
Bill Shannon, the official scorer, quickly said base hit.
Well, every time I see somebody try to pick up that ball with the bare hand, I always think of back with Scott Brocious at third base. I think he was about as good as anybody I've ever seen. When he put that bare hand down and that bare hand met the ball, he didn't miss it.
There's a strike to Damon.
Cairo's got 4 stolen bases. I mean, you know, he is somebody that you just cannot ignore over at first.
Count 1-1.
Yeah, good time to go, too, because, you know, if he were to get thrown out, you got Johnny Damon leading off the 8th inning.
That and the fact that you can pick the right pitch. We talked about that changeup that Davey throws. So
there's a base hit by Damon. Served it into left field.
There's a typical Johnny Damon hit.
Yeah.
Yankees saw him when in a Red Sox uniform get a lot of those at Fenway Park. Al Nipper, the pitching coach, going to come out. I think the only thing Paulie's doing right now is stewing over that ground ball that he knew he should have had been out of the inning.
Hey, Yankee fans, always traveling and missing games? Watch Yankee games live online whenever you are away from New York, exclusively from MLB.tv. Yankees.com has more live games than anyone else. Yankees.com, where baseball is always on. So Melky Cabrera is 0 for 3. His 8-game hitting streak is on the line. A big moment for him and for the Yankees. First and second, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, game tied at 1. Pitch is high, 1-0. Yankees hitless in 5 at-bats with runners in scoring position tonight.
Boy, pretty good spot right here for Cabrera. He's missed with 2 pitches. Paulie has. Now you look down in the on-deck circle, and you got Giambi there. You certainly don't want to pass Cabrera to get to him, so he should get a fastball to hit right here.
Count 3-0. Rudy Cianez is ready. Giambi is on deck. Missed outside, bases loaded.
Boy, it's a tough walk for Terry Francona. This kid pitched such a great ball game and is just missing that little tapper back to the mound that's gotten him in this fix.
Well, the Red Sox won at length out of Paulie. He took them 2 outs into the 7th inning. And he just said, you pitched your butt off. And he did. And Paulie departs, and he leaves the bases loaded for the Red Sox bullpen. Giambi's up with 2 outs next. Well, David Pauly hands over a bases-loaded situation with 2 outs. You see the job that he did, but all 3 runners on base are his responsibility as Terry Francona makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by Verizon Online DSL. If not for that Cairo ground ball under his glove, he's got 7 solid innings in. But Francona making him feel good, as is David Ortiz. Everyone knows how well he pitched, but how his record turns out is up to Rudy Cianez. You see his numbers. Bases loaded, Cianez against Giambi. 1-0.
Now, the one thing the Red Sox cannot do, they don't have a left-handed thrower in their bullpen. And I actually think that Keith Folk is not even available tonight. He's had a bad back. Of course, he's been a little bit ineffective this year, too. But
count goes 2-0. No place to put Giambi.
you normally would see in this situation here, you know, a specialty left-hander to come in to pitch to Giambi.
You'd see Mike Myers, but he's in pinstripes
he's with the Yankees.
And they have 7 pitchers in the bullpen, all right-handed. The 2-0. Big healthy cut for Giambi.
Looking for a power fastball and took a little bit off of that.
The 2-1. 3-1.
Well, you couldn't have a better hitter up there from a Yankee standpoint for a guy who's not going to offer at a pitch outside the strike zone.
And the count is full.
This pitch, at best, I think has got to be a borderline pitch right there. It had enough of the play, but I don't know if it was too high.
That's a little above the belt. In today's game, they don't call as many high strikes, but that certainly was within the zone.
Well, you can start the merry-go-round. Bases loaded, 3-2, 2 outs. He walked, and the Yankees lead 2-1. Much to the dismay of David Pauly. That's an RBI for Giambi. Cairo scores the go-ahead run, and Chien-Ming Wang can now get a win.
Cianez thought he could get a breaking ball in there.
Wow, that's some gutsy call there.
That's a gutsy call.
Especially when you got a guy like Giambi that you know is not going to offer at a bad pitch. And David Pauly into it, and you see his frustration. Boy, pitched a great game.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Lofted to right field. Giving chase is Youkilis. He runs out of room.
Well, that's some at bat by Jason Giambi. But like you said, you couldn't have a better guy up there. He's the guy that sees more pitches than anybody in the American League.
Yeah, you throw a 3-2 hook to an aggressive hitter like that, you might get him to chase it, but you're not going to get Giambi to do that.
Giambi picked up his 47th ribby. Kurt Schilling starts tomorrow night. Foul back.
Varitek, like Posada does in these situations, they'll trot out to the mound, just kind of check with the pitcher, see what they'd like to do. Normally in these situations, Alex sees a lot of high fastballs.
The 0-2. He struck him out. So Pauly appreciative of that strikeout, but the Yankees take the lead. 1 run, 2 hits, No errors, and the bases are left loaded. We go to the 8th. It's 2-1 Yanks. Yankees lead 2-1 as we go to the 8th. Let's take a look at the Dunkin' Donuts in-game box score for the Red Sox. America runs on Dunkin'. Each team has 8 hits. So for the Red Sox, their offense came from the number 3 hole so far tonight against Chien-Ming Wang. A long home run by David Ortiz into the right field upper deck. Karen back out onto the field. Manny Ramirez 2 for 2. Top of the order's done well. Trot Nixon and Jason Varitek have been held down. Mike Lowell 2 more hits. Youkilis a hit, and Alex Cora 0 for 3. So that's the Red Sox in-game box score. But they will not be facing Chien-Ming Wang. That's who that box score was put up against, and now it's Kyle Farnsworth's turn.
And you see Farnsworth's numbers, a hit per inning, a little high walk total, but a lot of strikeouts. And when you look at the do-ups, Loretta, Ortiz, and Ramirez, you think, well, you worry about Ortiz and Ramirez, obviously, if you're Farnsworth, but Loretta's the guy who's really had a lot of success against him.
And Farnsworth deals. 8 for 18 against the Yankee reliever. Farnsworth has not pitched in 4 days. Last time June 2nd at Baltimore. Johnny Damon's right there. 1 out.
Wow, this is where it's fun for the fans who stuck around here for the 8th inning. You're going to get power against power.
But probably the game. You know, you got the next 2 hitters up here.
Yeah, even though if the Yankees, if Farnsworth gets him out, Mo will come in to try to get the save, but it's Farnsworth here that has to pitch against the tougher part of the lineup.
Well, the Yankees go into their overshift against David Ortiz. Alex Rodriguez, the only Yankee on the left side of the infield. And the outfield kind of straight away against the lefty swinging Ortiz. Popped up, but foul.
That's that good fastball. That was that inside pitch. We're going to take a look at the 3rd inning home run that he hit. Put the Red Sox out in front, and it got out in a hurry. Off the hands of the fans up in the upper deck. Bounced back onto the field.
These are the situations that Kyle's been burned a few times with his slider. And talking to Joe Torre about that, Joe in turn talked to Bobby Cox in Atlanta. He said, you know, it'll frustrate you sometimes because the guy will throw 100 miles an hour. Sometimes he'll get touched up on his slider, but overall get a lot of guys out with it too. So you live with the ones that he hangs and you appreciate the ones that he gets strikeouts with.
Yeah, that was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball there, and you could see Posada and Farnsworth trying to nip the outside part. Stay away if they can from that power of Ortiz. With that kind of fastball, you can also pitch up in the zone a little bit more. Hard to get on top of it from the hitter standpoint. Like that there.
96 miles an hour.
Country hardball.
And we've seen Ortiz. He doesn't usually miss that low ball, but sometimes he has a little bit of a harder time to catching up with the high fastball.
He struck him out. 97 miles an hour. Power against power.
We're talking about good old country hardball. Well, that's it right there. And he just threw that fastball by Ortiz on the upper outside part of the plate.
And now here's another big league matchup. Manny Ramirez against Kyle Farnsworth. One more look at Ortiz going down on strikes. Ramirez 2 for 2 tonight with a walk. 1-0. Deep fly ball, left center, giving chase is Cabrera on the track at the wall, leaps, and he makes the play! He made the play! He took away a game-tying home run for Manny Ramirez. Farnsworth can't believe it. Ramirez can't believe it. Cabrera, he believes it. Oh, what a play by the 21-year-old rookie. And Johnny Damon plays cheerleader. That was a home run that would have tied the game. Doesn't seem like that bad of an outfielder anymore.
You know, even Manny Ramirez, the guy that hit the ball, enjoyed this play here. Let's take another look at it. One reason that Cabrera had a chance to make this play, he got a good jump on the ball, but he timed it perfectly as he got back to the fence, taking that home run away from Ramirez.
There's a breaking ball strike to Posada.
Getting back, and the leap and the time big factor is what a play by Melky Cabrera in left field, and he's he's going to show it to Manny Ramirez, who couldn't believe it. But after he saw it, Manny's eyes, another look at it, took a look at the fence just to kind of see where he was at, and the timing leap, and there it is.
Boy, the reaction of Johnny Damon was priceless. First of all, he went up with the catch for him. Manny Ramirez couldn't believe it either.
Yeah.
And they gave him a curtain call for defense. How about that?
Leave Mazzelli there and get up there and enjoy it.
Yeah, the Yankees win this game. He gets the save.
Watch Damon. He'll go up for the catch with him, and then he's the first one he knows he made the play, and then he starts to punch into the air. Unedited enthusiasm right there by Johnny Damon.
But we mentioned earlier, this is so much against form for these two teams. As hot as this rivalry's been, it's usually blowouts. You don't often see low-scoring games like this, and games decided by great defense.
And Posada down on strikes.
This is priceless too, Michael. Watch David Pauly.
Great job by the crew. Great pictures. It's the Canoas outside.
Manny, being an old left fielder, he enjoys that.
Base hit by Cano. He's 2 for 4. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees in-game box score, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Yankees have 9 hits now. Cano's 2 for 4. Johnny Damon's 2 for 4. And 2, 3, and 4 in the Yankee order. Has really not done that much today. A couple of walks and an RBI on a walk, but Jorge Posada's 2 for 3 and Miguel Cairo 2 for 3. Bernie Williams with that home run. Cano goes, and he's in there.
Boy, Varitek had no chance. I mean, Cano just gambled with Cianez that he wasn't going to give him a look, and he didn't. He barely picked his foot up, and Cano was on his way to second base.
First stolen base for Cano, and I'm sure this has a lot to do with the scouting report.
Yankees have 9 hits, and they've had 12 consecutive games of 10 hits or more. And if they get one more hit, it'll be 13 straight, and that's the most of any team since the expansion era of 1961. The 97 White Sox and the 99 Red Sox also had it in 13 straight. Strike 3. Andy Phillips is down. So he is 0 for 4. Time for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Jeep, makers of the all-new 2006 Jeep Commander. Mariano Rivera's getting ready. And here's Bernie Williams. Bernie hit a home run in the 5th inning to tie the game at 1, and a bases-loaded walk to Giambi in the 7th inning gave the Yankees this 2-1 lead. One and 0.
I would think if they fall behind, they got a parking place at first base. I know Cairo's a pesky little hitter, but I would think with a parking place here, they're not going to give Bernie anything good to hit, and if they fall behind him 2-0, they might just put him on.
Manny Del Carmen and John Papelbon. Chop toward first. Youkilis gobbles it up, and he will beat Bernie to the bag, and that will do it. We have played 8. Yankees lead 2-1. And why do they lead 2-1? Because of a great play by Melky Cabrera in the top of the inning, robbing a home run from Manny Ramirez. Mariano Rivera will try to close it out next. Yankees baseball on My 9 is brought to you in part by Audi. It's greater to lead than follow. Heineken, it's all about the beer. And by Acura, your life, your car. The skyline of New York City as the city looks great on a Tuesday night. And Yankee Stadium is jumping. We head to the 9th inning. Yankees leading 2-1. And they turn it over to Mariano Rivera.
Well, you take a look at Mariano's line. Last night he got an inning in here at the stadium, kind of knocking out off the dust, so to speak. He hadn't pitched in quite a few days since those back spasms that he had in Baltimore, but 18 strikeouts and 11 saves on the year. And he's got a chance to save another one tonight for the Yankees. They're trying to win their 2nd in a row. And they got the right man out on the mound to do it.
Nixon, Varitek, and Lowell. 5, 6, and 7. Nixon 3 for 16 lifetime against Rivera. Popped up shallow left. Coming on is Cabrera. Going out is Cairo. And Cabrera with the call and the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And
Cabrera doing exactly what he should do. It's a much more difficult play for Cairo going back on it than Cabrera coming in. And right at the last minute, you'll see Cabrera call him off of it. And he makes the easy out. Well, you can just see him maturing just every game in the outfield and also offensively.
The captain has a great seat. Not the one that he wants, but a pretty good seat. Pitch to Varitek is a strike. Good numbers against Rivera, 7 for 24. Hit sharply at Andy Phillips. Knocks it down. He'll take it himself. The Yankees are 1 out away. Tonight after the game, keep it right here on My 9 News for highlights and analysis of tonight's action. The ChevyOffers.com Sports Wrap-Up. Tonight after the game, only on My 9 News. David Pauley pitched well, but he's 1 out away from suffering a loss. Melky Cabrera, a brilliant play on a Manny Ramirez drive that would have tied the score at 2 in the 8th. Here's Mike Lowell. Lowell against Rivera. Sox down to their final out. 1-0. A sellout crowd of 55,141 at the stadium. Lowell is 2 for 3. And this should do it. Cano to Phillips. And the Yankees win 2-1. Melky Cabrera did not pick up a hit today, but he has reason to smile. He made an all-time play on Manny Ramirez's drive in the 8th. And David Pauley can only sit and watch the celebration that could have been his.
Well, you talk about feeling comfortable.
I'll tell you that this is as good a game between these two teams as we've seen in a long time. I know fans like to see a lot of action, a lot of home runs, but this was a terrific baseball game with great pitching, which I don't think anyone anticipated before it started, and then to top it off with the unbelievable play by Cabrera.
Amazing play for sure. Johnny Damon, his reaction was worth the price of admission when Cabrera caught the ball. Bernie Williams with a big home run. And a pretty good pitching performance by Chien-Ming Wang. Now let's throw it down to the field where John Flaherty is with the Yankee catcher Jorge Posada. John?
Thank you, Michael. Here with Jorge Posada. Jorge, great pitching tonight. Wang, Farnsworth, and Rivera. Looked like the Red Sox are making Wang work early, but he settled down in the middle of the game.
Yeah, he slowed down a little bit. He was trying to get through the inning. I went out there a couple times to make sure that he slowed down and throw the pitches down in the zone.
You know, anytime there's good pitching, there's usually a great defensive play. Melky Cabrera is making a name for himself out there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having a lot of fun. He's doing a lot of things well, and you know, at the beginning we didn't think he was going to do that, but I think he's just you know, a lot of comfortable out there. He looks good out there.
You know, every ball you're hitting's on the screws. 2 more hits tonight. How's the knee feel?
Well, he's there, you know, but you know, I feel good at the plate, and the only bad problem is running. So
we'll get some ice on that knee. Back up to you, Michael.
Thank you, John, and thank you, Jorge. So the Yankees win an exciting game here at the stadium. 2-1. They've taken the first 2 games of this 4-game set against the Red Sox, and this is one of the big reasons why. A brilliant play by Melky Cabrera, a 21-year-old on Broadway under the big spotlight, and he has every reason to smile. We'll come on back. We'll try to break it down. Yankees win 2-1.